senyap, sepi je. Sebab macam suasana pembelajarannya efektif sangat dekat kafe tu. Sebab kat kafe lah tempat yang sesuai kan. Kalau dekat library kita kena senyap. So tak boleh argue, tak boleh gaduh, tak boleh apa, semua tak boleh. Kalau dekat kafe kat situ, bukan grup kami je, grup lain pun ada. Perbincangan sama kumpulan dan perbincangan antara kumpulan. Nanti kita akan compare, kau punya grup dapat berapa lah? Agaknya kita orang punya salah ke kau punya salah? Pergi cek. So macam nampak benda tu, suasana tu sangat hidup. Suasana ilmiah tu sangat hidup lah. Jadi memang seronok lah, saya rasa benda ni sangat seronok. Antara kenangan manis saya sebagai seorang student melalui proses melalui PBL ni. Sebab bukan je ilmu yang saya dapat, jadi skill yang saya dapat. Kalau sebelum ni saya mungkin duduk kat sini, mikrofon ni mungkin akan ketar-ketar dan tak tahu apa yang saya cakap. Kalau bila dah kaku tu, tiba-tiba akan air mata akan meleleh. Itu saya dahulu. InsyaAllah sekarang ni alhamdulillah saya mampu mengatasi semua tu. Ada hikmah sebaliknya Allah bagi kan, insyaAllah. Saya itu je kot. Terima kasih.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Yo Yong Seong, and call me Yo. I'm a final year SKK student in Faculty of Chemical Engineering and Natural Resources. My PBL started since, before I talk about PBL, let's talk about my background. I came from matriculations, so since primary and secondary school up to matriculations, I see myself being a student. So upon joining university, taking this chemical engineering, I see myself as an engineer in the future. So what I expect in a university, what I learned from university is to prepare myself being an engineer. But before encountering this PBL, I see myself still as a student, whereby I learn, I study, and I sit for the exam just to get an A, just to pass with flying colors, to please my parents, to please myself. But this is not this is what I think is not actually what we as an undergraduate students supposed to have. We should being in universities, I suppose myself to develop all the skills required for me in the futures in the industries, especially as an engineer, the communication skills, all the generic skills. But with all the typical conventional classes, whereby we will be given lecturers and memorize notes, going through past years and answering exams, then that's it. We don't see subjects, we don't integrate all the subjects together to solve the problems. But how PBL helps me is we were given a case study whereby this case study is not like normal exam questions whereby this is your problem, there's one solution, this is the way. What I learned from PBL, the milestone that I achieved is that there's no one solution, but there's always best solutions. Thereby there's a big paradigm shift of mine telling me that you no longer are those small kid students whereby you need to answer this way to get a good marks and that's it. And in order to answer this, you memorize this and that's it. We seeing myself in university students consider intellectual bunch of people. I shouldn't have make myself like a machines whereby I memorize answer and I vomit everything out only during the exam time. But I couldn't apply it when I'm after my graduations. If I continue to be like this, there's no use for me being 4 years, spending all my 4 years. In fact, since first standard 1 till my final year in universities, learning all these things. Because upon the exams, upon getting the grades, I'll forget everything, and at the end, I'm just an empty can in the future. But in PBL, how it helps me is that it does not. I wouldn't say that PBL helps me like how to say score in process control. What it helps me is that the skills that I gain from the PBL, from the insights that I get. Taking for example, once I was fortunate enough right after this process control class, it was my internship industrial training, and this timing is just nice whereby I can test myself. How well can I cope in the industry later? Because I don't see myself will be joining back universities for further my studies as a master student here. I'm kind of like those wanted to be an engineer, so I wanted to see how well can I cope in the industry. And fortunate enough, with this PBL prepared me very well in the industry, whereby I don't see a problem as I don't see I could foresee there are always problems. There are always problems, and we were never able to learn all the problems in the universities. But what can we learn from this is how to find a solution to the problem, the ways of finding the solutions to the problem. And this really helps a lot, whereby we see that in finding these solutions of the problem, whereby we work together, more brains functions better than one, whereby we cope together with each other. And during all these discussions, whereby I gain all the skills, presentation skills, communication skills, and another good things I learned to reduce my egoistics, whereby before this, you tend to see that sometimes you see students with higher grades will be more superior compared to the others. Whereby when we sit down and discuss each other, normally those students with higher grades will take control of the discussions, and his or her solutions will be taken as the group solutions. But what I experienced in PBL is that regardless of how good the grade you are, we face the problem together. We are as same fresh as everyone in this problem. We are no better than anyone. We work out together. It's about how hard we work together since the first day we meet this problem. And therefore, anyone's solutions would be the best solutions. And there's time where I learn to appreciate others people's knowledge. And here goes the bells. Okay. To end up, I think there's a good phrase for me to describe PBL hereby. I heard of these people saying that if you give a man a fish, he will survive for one day. If you teach him how to fish, he will survive till die. So what PBL could relate to this is that if you teach me how to solve this problem, specifically this problem, I could only survive for my exam. But you teach me the way, the skills, how to find the solutions, how to cooperate, all the general skills to find a ways to meet the problems in the future, I'll survive very well in the industry as an engineer. With that, I end my speech. Thank you.
Fantastic. Okay, my question is regarding, my question is especially for Zambi or for you. Okay, just now you said that some of the lecturers does not behave in line with the PBL process that they should do. Okay, in what way that you see that the lecturers did not behave in line with the PBL process? Because you have experience helping lecturers facilitate the students. Okay?
In PBL class, we want our students to appreciate and put their effort in solving the problems. But before that, we have to understand that lecturers first have to understand, have to appreciate, and have to acknowledge the principles and the philosophy of PBL. Ask yourself, am I have the willingness to implement PBL in my class? If you are not, your students will suffer. Trust me. I have facilitated, I have made an observation, six classes per semester, and I can see the difference. Okay, I think now you have already known that PBL have several stages, you know, PR, PI, and then so on. And when I go to this class, I can see that what they are doing is not the thing that we are required in the problem. So I asked the students, did your student do this, did you identify the problem, restate the problems? Yeah, and the student say they are not doing that thing. The lecturers skip that stage, skip that steps. So your student will lost. They don't know where to go, how to do, and how to learn, and where to get the knowledge. This for students that well facilitated, they know where to find the information. Even specific chapters, they can find it. But for classes that without good proper facilitation, they even cannot determine, unable to determine which chapters that should be referred. My point is, please don't skip those stages. Please follow it. The stages is designed with their own purpose. Okay, each stage have their own purpose, and if you ready to implement PBL, then also please explain to your students, okay, what is PBL, why you are doing PBL. Explain to them so that they appreciate